Hello my lovelies, this video is a pick a card reading all about your spiritual and psychic abilities. I had a poll earlier in the night to make a video for this, and here we are. So let's get right to it. I am the Marvelous Raven. Thank you for finding my channel. Like, subscribe, and follow if you like this video and you want to see more like it. Comment below on what you think, if it resonates with you, suggestions on new videos. I am new to Patreon. I now have that service, and I have a few different tiers, so you can get all sorts of cool things from me. And I also have readings, tarot, mediumship, pendulum, spiritual guidance, and I can connect with higher selves and spirit guides. So I do have those services available. The information to contact me to book will be down below, as well as the names of the decks I'm using and the timestamps. So once you have picked your pile, feel free to skip ahead to that time. And if all three resonate with you, watch all three. Whatever works for you works for me. Whatever's clever, yo. Okay, so pile number one. And for my gemstones, pile number one has my moonstone. Then pile number two, I'm gonna be so honest, I do not remember what this stone is. I bought it because I thought it looked really cool. It is a skull. And then pile number three is my amethyst. Please do not pick just because they look cool. Take a minute, sit with it, let it resonate. Ask your guides or your higher selves for help picking. Close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, take your time. If you need to, go ahead and pause the video. Like I said, whatever works best for you. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you a second to check those out. Okay guys, so now that you've had your time to check that out, let's get right into it. So pile number one, all I got to do is move these other ones out of the way and we are all set. So put them to the side. There's pile number two and pile number three. Okay, so pile number one thing I'm going to say in this video that you do not normally see me do is I do have a bay leaf for some cleansing, just in case the energy gets a little weird or anything like that. I have some bay leaf to clear it up real quick. Bay leaf is really good for lifting spirits, as well as, you know, kind of removing negativity. So anyways, let's get to it. So pile number one, hope you can see this right. Here's your moonstone that you picked. And let's get right to it. So I have 3 decks for this reading, and as always, I let the decks pick what they want to say. And so some piles are going to have more than others. And some decks will have more cards than others in your reading. So the first one, let's see what you got. Alright, so the first card is Will. And let's just go ahead and get this deck. Okay. And the second one is Action. Right. So the first thing I'm getting automatically for you guys is when you guys have the ability of manifestation, big time. But I'm also getting for some of you, sometimes like you have this gift of manifestation, but sometimes you kind of lack the motivation to do it, and you kind of just wait for it to happen. And sometimes you may get lucky and it does, but not every time, and that's frustrating. But so the biggest thing with this is you have the gift of manifestation and you have the gift to basically get anything you want, but you need to know that, like, part of manifestation is working with your manifestation, like working to get it, putting in the steps, and putting in that manifestation behind it to supercharge it, you know, to make sure you get it, basically. So that's what I'm getting for you right now. I will probably come back to those cards, but let's see what else we have. So the next card I have for you is Vanity, and this has to do with your throat chakra as well. And then Facade. And then Joy. Okay, so I have a feeling your biggest gift that has come up so far is manifestation, which is a huge thing. It's really awesome, and it's great because, like I said, you can pretty much get anything you want, but you have to put the right mindset and the right willpower behind it. So what I'm getting is, it feels almost like you've been, some of you have maybe been like you have more gifts than just manifestation. That's just your, like, most present one at the moment. And some of you have been kind of hiding your spiritual gifts. Like, you know you have them, but you're not letting people see them. You're not sharing them. And some of you may do that, like, you know, you're kind of like, you don't want to share them for a reason, or maybe you know, you're like, maybe you are sharing them, but you're sharing them for the wrong reasons. Like, you want to help people, but you also want to get all this stuff, so you're trying to get all this stuff before you help people, and that's not really the way the universe wants it to work. But you also have this keen ability to make people happy, so you guys have, like, a lot kind of going on with this one ability. I'm also getting you guys are empaths, and that's part of it too, is you're probably trying to people please a lot, and in people pleasing, even though you think you're helping, you're not always helping. You're kind of changing the situation for people in a way that maybe the universe didn't want it changed. So my suggestion to you is, if that resonates with you, if that is you, make sure you're really thinking about the situation before you go into manifesting for these people. Make sure it's, you know, meditate on it, think about it. Make sure you really feel right about sharing this with them, about doing something for them. Sit with the universe for a second and ask them, like, should I help them? Do you want me to help them? And also make sure that, you know, to get rid of this Vanity card, make sure that you are doing it for the right reasons. You're doing it because they were really sent to you for help, or you really want to help them in the best way, not just for the fame and glory of it all. And for the ones of you who are kind of hiding it, like, you're kind of making yourself look like the other person, or you're putting up a wall between it. You don't have to do that. You'll be a lot happier when you take down the facade. Yeah, okay, let's see what else we got for you. So, the Devil. Alright. So, I really feel like this directly ties to that Vanity, like, using these gifts for the fame and the glory. Using these gifts for the wrong reasons. So you really, I know it's kind of not what you want to hear, but if that resonates with you, you really need to take some time and think about what you're doing and why you're doing it. You need to get your mind in the right area. Because honestly, the fame and the glory can come to you whether you do it for fame and glory or not. But the right people will surround you, and when you do it for the right reasons, instead of doing it for fame and glory and having all the wrong people surround you, as well as many other benefits that will come to you for doing it for the right reasons. So the next card you got is the Hierophant, which means someone is coming to you guys soon to be teaching you lessons. And it may even, for some of you, it may be you starting to teach lessons for other people. Like maybe you're going to start teaching other people how to do these things, which is awesome. If that is you, if this resonates with you, if that's something you've been thinking about, I highly suggest it. It's a lot of fun and very rewarding. But like I said, do it for the right reasons. You know, you may not make a lot of money at first or this or that, but when you do it for the right reasons, the universe will reward you. Let's see what we got. My cards. Alright, the Father of Pentacles. Look at that noble steed right there. And this is also a money card as well. And so a lot of you are doing this. Like you're using your manifestation powers for money. Honey. You're using it for money and you're using it to get the fame and the glory. And that's becoming an addiction for you. Like you may not even know how to stop. But you can. It's not, like, it may be overwhelming and you may have some stuff come at you at first, but it's not as hard as it seems to get yourself on the back on the right track. So the next card is the Six of Swords. When the house falls down to better days. So obviously this is, the swords have fallen on this card. I hope you guys could see that on the video. The camera's not actually facing me today, so hope for the best. But so the Six of Swords. So all of the swords have fallen in this, and there's a rainbow above it. It does look like it's raining, but there's still a rainbow, which means there's a silver lining to this. You're gonna get through this. You are gonna figure out how to get on the right path with what you're doing, but you have to put in the action. You cannot just sit there and be like, oh no, I am doing this to help people and hope for the best. You are a noble person. You're a loyal person. You know, you do want to do these things for the right reason, but you need to get yourself on the right thought processes. You know, you need to stop worrying so much about what you have and accept and acknowledge and be grateful for what you have instead of worrying about what you don't have. There we go. There's a thought process. And then when you do that, this rainbow is going to come out to play. And all these challenges that you feel are there, all the challenges that you are worried about, they're all going to kind of fall to the side. And you're going to be able to, you know, hop over that rainbow. Because your final card is the Star. Meaning you are on the right path. You are doing the right things. You just need to, like I said, you need to get past that facade. You need to get past that vanity in it. And you need to accept and be grateful for what you have so you can get rid of this addiction to more and more and more. Because we don't always need more and more and more. We need what we have. And if we don't have it and we need it, the universe will provide it as long as we're doing it for the right reasons and we have the right heart and mind. So you guys have these abilities. You have manifestation. You're an empath, which is probably what originally started this. Because you have these connections to people and you want to people please and you want to do these things. You want to help them. And you see them, and sometimes you do, and you do it for the right reasons, which is part of the reason why your manifestations still come true for some of them, like they still happen. But not every manifestation that you do is coming true, and it's frustrating for you. But you're learning, and you're going to get through this, because you are on the right path. You just have to get past, almost like you still have to get past your ego. And some of you may still have to get past your ego. Which I'm not going to say is an easy thing to do, but it's a rewarding thing to do. But, all right, so pile number 1, manifestation, empath. Some of you are on your spiritual awakening journey. You know, you need to get past that ego. Get your mind set right. Fix the thought processes. Fix the motives behind what you're doing. I'm sorry, I'm saying a lot. Yeah, take the opportunities to learn when they come to you. You know, use your intuition and decide if that person is right or wrong for you. And then if they're right for you, accept that opportunity and really utilize that, because those people can teach you a lot. And remember, they don't have to, they can be bigger or smaller than you. It does not matter who it is. You can still learn a lesson from them in most cases. But all right, pile number 1, let me know if this resonated with you. Let me know if you have any suggestions, if you want to book a service, anything of that sort. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, follow. Find me on other social medias. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And all of that information will be down below, as well as my booking information. Thank you so much. Have a lovely, lovely, lovely rest of your day, morning, evening, afternoon, whatever it is for you. Bye. All right, on to pile number 2. That's gonna look real weird, but whatever. So the people who picked my stone skull, I said that right there for us. Perfect. Okay, so I have 3 decks in this. They will all be different amounts of cards, as always. The first thing I'm gonna say to you guys is the feeling I'm getting. You guys are very spiritually connected. Some of you may not be utilizing this connection right now, but I highly suggest looking into it. I assume that is why you're actually watching this video, because you cannot perceive what you are not ready for, essentially. If you weren't ready for this and you clicked on it, you probably would have been off of it by now. So if this is pile number 2, if this is you, let's go. Let's get on this journey together. All right, so the first card I have for you is pleasure. All right. And then the second card is purity. All right. Wow. Sorry, I'm just kind of taking in the energy right now. Okay, so you have this keen ability to find the best in everything you're doing, and probably everyone you kind of meet as best as you can. Like, there are probably people that you meet that your friends and family would be like, why are you friends with them? Why do you trust them? Why are you in contact with them? But it's because you have this keen ability to find the best in everybody. So you have pleasure and purity. You do everything with the best at heart. You want to help everybody else, but at the same time, you really enjoy it. And you've gone through a lot of transformation. There's a lot of butterflies in here, a lot of metamorphosis. And so if you haven't been, like, finding the pleasure in things, like maybe you've been kind of out of whack, like, don't fear. It'll come back to you. All right, let's move on. I have a strong feeling we're coming back to that, but so the next card I have for you is Despondence, which goes back to, like, if you haven't been finding pleasure in things, like, you've kind of been like, nah, just give yourself a break, okay? It's gonna come back to you. And this has a lot to do with your third eye chakra. So you may not be seeing things for what they really are. You may be, things may not be the clearest to you right now. You're kind of seeing the darker side of things when you really want to be seeing the light. The next card is faith. So like I said, trust and believe it's gonna come back to you. You are surrounded by your team right now. You are surrounded by spirit. And it's coming through, like, I'm getting that you're going through tests right now. Like, you're probably on your way to the end of a journey, like the end of this cycle in your journey. And, you're kind of being tested. So try to move your thought process back to this. Try to move back to this in your sight. Start trying to find the silver lining in things. Find the good things. You've been tested, you've been hurt, you've been tried. But that doesn't mean that you can't still find those good things. The next one is guilt. So maybe you stepped away from your journey for a minute and you feel kind of guilty about it. One, maybe to yourself, two, to other people who you may have hurt or you feel you have hurt. But no, and honestly, this card is like basically like you stepped away from what you were doing and something happened and you feel guilt for it. That's kind of the basis of the story of the card. And you don't have to feel guilt for it. Like, this girl has a halo over her head. You have purity, you have pleasure. You're still doing everything with the best in mind. Just because you had to step back and take care of yourself for a minute because you have this stuff going on does not mean that those people, you know, they couldn't survive without you, or they couldn't do this even without you. Because sometimes they need to do it themselves. And I know that's hard to take in, especially when you're an empath. And you're so well connected to everything spiritually and you basically feel everything they're feeling. You want to help them every step of the way. You want to help them with everything you can, but honestly, most of the time they need to do it themselves. If not most of the time, at least like half of the time. They need to do it themselves. They need to learn to take care of this. And they need to be on their way. And so the next one I have for you is expansion. So you are definitely going towards the end of a cycle right now, which is why you're going through all of this stuff. So forgive yourself. Let yourself off the hook. You need the time to yourself. You need the time away from helping everyone, away from doing everything for everyone. You need that time so you can expand, because you have new gifts coming. Like gifts, like you're not even, like they may not even show up in this reading. Like you're probably not going to know until it happens. You're going to be like, what was that? That's because you're expanding right now, and the more you go through this, the stronger you're going to get and the more you're going to see. Oh, and self-worth. What? So, with this self-worth card, you are, like I said, you're expanding, and you needed to take that step back so that way you could find your self-worth. You know, you can realize that you don't have to help everyone. You don't have to be there for everyone. You need to help yourself first, and you need to take care of yourself first so you can move back to these main things, pleasure and purity. Because you need to take care of yourself first. If you're not right, your help for them is not going to be right. Okay, so final cards for you. So strength, the Lovers, and the Magician. Wow. So I remember when I was shuffling, these cards literally flew out, and you have 3 major arcana cards for you, okay? So strength is showing that you have the inner strength to do all of these things. You have the strength to help all these people anyway, but you really need to be focusing on yourself for the time being. But you will come back to that, back to helping people regularly, or at least as regularly as you want to be. And only help the people you really feel like you need to help. You don't literally have to help everyone. Help the people you're drawn to, but make sure you're drawn to them for the right reasons. So, you know, take time, meditate on it, that kind of stuff. So the next one you have is the Lovers. So you may be finding a partner, twin flame, a soulmate in this time period or shortly after. But also this tells me, you know, like, you are an empath. You are ruled by emotions. And if you do, or when you do make this connection, it's just going to strengthen that. Like, your partner is probably also going to be an empath. And you guys may do some stuff together. You may work together. And the final card, the Magician, this card, like, it was explained to me, basically, and I always carried this with me, was basically you have 1 foot in and 1 foot out of the spirit world. Which is so awesome because 1, it's great for manifesting, and 2, it really it strengthens your spiritual connection, and it means that you have that spiritual connection. So I'm really, like, I'm getting that a lot of you, or some of you may be clairvoyant, or clairaudient, or even clairsentient. You guys have these gifts and abilities, and they're strengthening right now through this. And some of you that don't, you know, you're like, oh, I don't have that or whatever. You may actually have it, and it may be part of this expansion. But okay, so pile number 2. Wow. There's a lot going on, but it's great stuff. So you're moving past this needing to help everyone phase. You're moving past this being drained by everyone phase, and being unhappy with it, unhappy with yourself, unhappy with the universe, because you're like, man, why am I always drained? Why do I feel this way? Why is everyone drawn to me? Why do I have to help everyone? Because you don't have to help everyone. You need to have faith that the universe is going to guide you to the right people if you give it a chance, as well as faith that the universe is going to take care of you and bring you back to where you need to be. That you're being tested and everything here is happening for a reason, so that way you can expand and you can find your self-worth and you can find that, okay, I don't need to help them, but I do need to help them moment. So that way you can find the pleasure and you can find the good things in these people and in these lives. And you really need to use those strengths to decipher who you need to help and who you don't. Like, find the people who are doing it for the right reasons and help them. Like, if someone comes to you and they're like, I need help, but you're like, no, I can tell you're just going to go back to whatever you were doing, or you're going to keep struggling even after I give you guidance because you're not going to take it. You don't, like, think about those people. Think twice about them. And let the connections happen. Don't be opposed to this stuff happening to you. Don't be opposed to the expansion. Take your time, get to know your new abilities, get to know what's going on, get to know yourself, and know that you are heavily guided. And anything you want, as long as you do it with the right intentions, you can get, okay? But all right, pal number 2. Thank you. Let me know if this resonated down below. Like, subscribe, follow. You guys are awesome. If you, like I said before, if you want to book a service, or you want to find out any of my information, or you really loved one of these decks, all that information will be down in the bottom. So thank you for watching. I love you guys. Have a great afternoon, morning, evening, whatever it is for you. And yeah, bye. Alright, pile number 3. The ones who chose my amethyst. Alright. It's right there. So, pile number 3. Let me cleanse this space real quick. Got my bay leaf. This pile number 3, bring good positive energy to pile number 3. Thank you. Alright, so once again, that was my bay leaf. Good for clearing up negative energy and bringing in positive energy. So, to your read, pile number 3. I have 3 decks here, and they will be listed below if you are interested in them. If you like them, I highly suggest them. They all have really great energy, and I love them bunches. Like I said, this reading is all about your spiritual and psychic abilities. There will be cards in this read that show you what they kind of bring forth your abilities, and then there will be cards that show you kind of what you need to work on to strengthen them. Okay, so be aware of that going into this read. And here we go. Right, so the first card you got is growth. Right. And then we got self-reflection. And then the void. Okay, it's funny because it's like every pile so far is going through some sort of spiritual awakening, I feel like. Or they're on their path to a spiritual awakening right now, but everyone's kind of at a different point in their awakening. Okay, so anyways, alright. Okay, so right now the message I'm getting is that your spiritual abilities and psychic abilities and stuff, they're kind of feeling blocked right now. Like, they are still there, but they're just like, maybe you know what they are, maybe you don't, but like, you know you have them. You just feel blocked from them. You're not sure how to use them. You're not, like, you feel like they kind of just up and left. You don't really feel a connection right now, and you may know why. For some of you, I feel like this was very much so just being overwhelmed by a lot of things, or having a lot of things come at you all at once. So maybe you chose to take a break and you're just not really sure where to go next. So the Void card is very much kind of like the Hermit in the Tarot, like taking time to yourself. You have to be careful with this card because it can lead to depression and a darker series of thoughts, but it doesn't have to be that way. You can use it productively as well. And I think that's kind of that's the path that you're on with the self-reflection card and the growth card, is you really need to use this time that you're taking yourself to meditate, to really get to know yourself, really feel out the situations around you, what serves you, what doesn't serve you. And in doing this, it's going to lead to your growth. It's going to start your new journey. But all right, let's see what we have next. So we have Perseverance. Gossip. And Miracle. All right, so yeah, the Gossip card definitely tells me that you've been letting others affect you, and the energy around you, like, it may not always be the most positive, or you may not perceive it as the most positive, but this card is really about being your true self even through the bad stuff. Or like, you know, if people are talking about you, or you feel like people are like going behind your back and stuff like that, staying true to yourself anyway. And the Perseverance also about just push through, continue through, you know, try not to let the worst of times get to you. Try to make it, try to find the better of it, try to persevere through it, try to make it productive. And then I have Miracle. And this card really shows me manifestation and abundance as well. So you probably have the gift of manifestation. You're just not necessarily in the right mindset to be manifesting the things that you want to happen. But you're going to get through that by going through this period in the Void. Okay. Okay, so the final deck that I have for you, and then we'll kind of go over all of this more in depth. So the Daughter of Pentacles, which would also lead me to believe that you're kind of a soft manifester, because the Daughter of Pentacles, you know, she's very, very loyal, very kind, very sweet. Like, maybe you don't like to manifest things for yourself. So, you know, maybe you only like to manifest things for other people. Maybe even you'd like to manifest for yourself, but you're not totally sure how, because you're kind of that people pleaser. Like, you want to help everybody else. And then I have the High Priestess. And with this card, like, in looking at psychic abilities, I usually, like, the message I'm getting is literally that you are a psychic. Like, you do have this connection to the other side. Whether you use it or not is up to you, but you do have it. Maybe you get visions, maybe you hear the ringing in your noise that a lot of mediums say they get. Maybe you hear your name from across the room and no one's there. You know, maybe you see some shadows in the night and you know no one is there, that kind of thing. So I am literally getting that you are just psychic in general. And usually that would be a psychic medium, but I know clairvoyance, clairsentient, clairaudient, a lot of people just use that as a general broad term. But I really feel like you guys, if you would let yourself, you'd get the visions, you would get the voices. So if that starts happening to you, don't think you're crazy. Know that it is part of your gifts. And then the next card I have for you is the Eight of Swords. So I really feel that this card also has to do with the void and the self-reflection and the deciding to get out of these situations and grow. So you are this butterfly that is all cocooned up. Your shell has already fallen. Your cocoon has already fallen. You literally are just wrapping yourself up in your wings because you're not... There's kind of that fear of the unknown, as well as you know the situations that were surrounding you before you went into your cocoon. You know everything that was surrounding you. And it's all... And you may feel like it's still surrounding you, like you're afraid of jumping back out of your cocoon and having it all still be there. Like, was this for nothing? No, it was not for nothing. Okay, I'm going to tell you that. They may still be there, but you have the strength and the power to get through them now. Like, when you get out of this void and you decide that you're ready, anything that's still surrounding you from your past, you are going to have the power to get through. You're going to be able to say, nope, you know what, you don't serve me anymore. I don't need you. You're not part of my life. Or whatever it may be for that set. And then the final card I have for you is the Ace of Wands. It is a standalone wand. And this card is all about a new journey that's coming to you. And that's really exactly what's going to happen when you leave this void. You're going to cut ties to all of that stuff that doesn't serve you anymore. Your abilities are going to start to grow, and you are going to start this new spiritual journey with your psychic abilities and your spiritual abilities. You're a manifester. You're psychic. Honestly, this Daughter of Pentacles may mean that you're an empath as well, especially with the fact that, you know, you've been trying to help all these people for so long, and honestly, they're probably taking way advantage of you. But you're growing past this, and you're going to come out of this, and you're going to be strong and beautiful and bright. And people are going to see you, and you're going to radiate like this Ace of Wands. And people are still going to come to you, but you're going to be able to decipher who you should help and who you shouldn't way better. And you're going to be able to help them a lot easier, too. You're going to learn how to ground yourself. You're going to learn how to protect yourself. So it's not going to be as harsh on your energy. It's not going to drain you as much. So that's definitely something I suggest with this, because it feels like a lot of you are coming into these fresh, or, you know, you've only had very little experience with them, or maybe you didn't even realize that you were experiencing them. So that's something I strongly suggest, and I do have some videos out for it, but there's a lot of good videos out there. So if my videos don't resonate with you, please, please, please look up spiritual protection and grounding yourself anyway. If I can't help you, you should definitely still look for someone or some guidance on that. But I would love to help you if you resonate with me and you would like me to help you. Because I definitely suggest grounding, spiritual protection, and not to scare you. It's just to help you ease into the journey better and quicker, as well as, you know, make it so you're not going to have to, hopefully you won't have to deal with as much, or, you know, any energy attacks or anything like that, because it does happen. It's something you need to be aware of, but the good outweighs the bad with this journey. So don't let that scare you, because the good definitely outweighs the bad. But yeah, so wow, pile number 3. Okay, so quick recap. You are in this void right now. It's totally okay. You are taking time to use a self-reflection, figure out what serves you, what doesn't, what is you, what is not, who you can help, who you cannot. You're growing. You're going to persevere through this. You are going to be your true self. You're going to get past all of this stuff. And good for you. It is time. It is time to release that stuff. It's time to grow past this. you are a manifester, so when you grow past this, you're going to start manifesting the things that you want in life for the right reasons. More than just for other people. You're going to start doing it for yourself too. Even if you don't realize it at first, you will start manifesting what you want. You have this connection, and you can start using it any time that you would like, if you are not already. It's really coming across to me that some, if not all of you, are going to be psychic mediums, and probably more than that. Definitely look into the clairs, like the clairaudient, clairsentient, clairvoyant, and I know there's more, just those are the 3 that are off the top of my head right now. And you're going to start this new journey, this new beautiful journey. These swords are going to fall away. You don't have to worry about them anymore. When you come out of that void, you're going to look at them and you're going to be like, no, you don't serve me anymore. Or, yeah, I can help you, but I can only help you this much. That kind of stuff. And you're going to be good, solid. You do not need to do this anymore. But yeah, awesome. So that was an awesome mini read. I really love it. I connect with it. I feel it. And you guys are going to be so, so, so great and so help so many people, and I'm so happy for you. And I'm really looking forward to hearing from you guys. So if this resonated with you, let me know. If you have suggestions for more videos, let me know. If you'd like to book a service, or you want to know what decks I'm using, or you want to follow me on more social media or anything, all that information will be in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, follow, and you guys have an awesome rest of your night, evening, morning, afternoon, whatever it is for you. Thank you.